You know the three-digit airport identifiers that show up on your baggage and your boarding pass? Ever wonder where they came from? Well, I grew up in the airline business. My whole family was in the industry. To me, each code's a little bit of history. So for the next 300 seconds, I'm going to share with you some of those stories. In 1903, there were no airports, but it wasn't long after the Wright brothers' first flight that commercial aviation was born. To this day, the National Park Service maintains a small airstrip at the site of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The city code, FFA, First Flight Airstrip. The International Air Transport Association keeps track of the nearly 4,000 airports worldwide. Resolution 763 outlines the rules for location IDs, and the Airline Coding Directory binds those airports. The National Weather Service maintained weather stations at the sites of present-day airports. However, they were only two-digit designations. So early on, airports just added an X to the back end of existing designators. That's how Phoenix got PHX. The Airline Coding Directory states that when possible, airports must use the first three letters of the city name in their code. But due to restrictions, that's not always possible. And when two metropolitan areas are served by the same airport, both city names are represented. Some letters are restricted from use. K and W are reserved for radio stations, N is used by the Navy, and Zebra Charlie X-Ray is not even an airport at all, but it's rather the command center outside of Washington, D.C. Canadians grabbed all the Y codes. If you know something about the geography of the area, city codes will start to make sense. New Orleans code MSY is for Moisant Stockyards, and when you land in Cincinnati, you're actually landing across the Ohio River in Covington, Kentucky, not even in Ohio at all. With the Navy hogging up all the N designators, cities that begin with the letter N have to get creative in their names. Just drop the letter N and use the next three letters, and you can understand why Newark, New Jersey is EWR. The 200-mile rule says that when you have two airports in close proximity, you can only share a single character. Therefore, the original airport in Houston is HOU, and the newer airport called Intercontinental is known as IAH. Similar idea in DC, where DCA is the District of Columbia Airport, and the newer Dulles International Airport was going to be DIA, so to avoid confusion, we flip DIA around and we get Dulles' current city code of IAD. The rock band Rush is from Toronto, Canada. They do a tribute to their hometown that starts like this. Dun, 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 dun. That's the VOR at the airport broadcasting in Morse code, the letters YYZ, the city code for Toronto. In the 50s, Kansas City built Mid-Continent International. Later they changed their minds because MCI didn't identify with Kansas City, so they tried to change the code to MKC. Unfortunately, it had already been published on navigational charts, so they were stuck with MCI. It's popular to use the names of military pilots, some of who crashed at present-day airports. Colonel Michael McCoy crashed a B-47 outside of Orlando, Florida, heroically avoiding the population below, and now the city code for Orlando is MCO. The former Idlewild Airport in New York, IDL, was named after a golf course. In an unusual example of airport changing city codes, IDL changed its code to JFK on December 24, 1963, after President Kennedy's assassination. The city code for Sioux City, Iowa is SUX. In the 1980s, the mayor and the airport official thought this was an embarrassment to the city, and they petitioned IATA for a new city code. However, the substitute codes that IATA offered were also not acceptable. Airport management had a perception problem on their hands. So we're all marketing and PR people, right? And what do good marketing people do when they have an image problem? They try to monetize a unique opportunity. Basically, they make lemonade out of lemons. Here are some of the various items available for sale in the gift shops of Sioux City Airport. And that's what I call playing the hand you're dealt. Here are some more humorous codes. If you're looking for a dog, you have to go to Sudan. If you're looking for a cat, you go to the Bahamas. And everyone knows if you're looking for pot, you have to go to Jamaica, man. This is Butch O'Hare, who Chicago's O'Hare Airport's named after. But the city code ORD is not an abbreviation of Butch's name. Instead, it's after the community of Orchard Place, Douglas Field. Orchard Field was a place in the 1940s where the military housed experimental and captured enemy aircraft. I hope the next time you fly, you'll take a second look at the bag tag. Where are you from? What's the history of the airport you call home? Let me know. Or better yet, I hope you'll reach out to me and we'll find out together. Thank you for your time.